not too bad. Remember, deadhead means that he's driving without a load, and that's what we do not want.
Right.
So 60 to 75 miles for a very good rate, we can eat that up because it's still close, but if we take something coming out of Denver, it might be $1,500 versus us deadheading to some part of
60 more
Texas,
miles.
deadheading 60 miles to get something at 25 to 3,000 plus.
Right.
So it makes sense for us to eat up that 60 something miles. And so
To get a better rate.
to get a better rate. So that's what we're gonna do today. We've got several drivers that we've got to round out today before her and I go home every day, or her, because a lot of times I'm at the real estate office. We round everybody out and get their trips done and finalized for the week. Now, take a look at this. This is what you would call a Raycon and a BOL. And so this is a trip we did here. This is what you get from the broker. This is called a rate confirmation sheet. And so this was a trip we did. It was 204 miles. It was from Independence, Missouri, which is really a suburb of Kansas City, to Lincoln, Nebraska. And that trip paid $1,200. Well, that's pretty good. And what I learned from Alex Burton was how to basically do the simple math to figure out, how much you're making. So if you take 1,200 divided by 204 miles, then you're making right at about $4 a mile, which is excellent money. I mean, we're getting trips right now between 3 to 5 something miles, depending on what we want to take. So behind that, once the trip is finished, your driver would give what's called a bill of lading. And then he would get that signed, he would sign it, he would send it to us.
Yeah.
We would send it to a factoring company who will then pay us the same day or within 24 hours.
Yeah.
So that little load right there is a one-day load. So we would have made gross $1,200, and we would pay our driver 30% of that after fuel, because we can't, we can't pay somebody, a driver,
Thank you.
part of our fuel money, because that's our cost of getting there. And I know a lot of people will say, well, why you don't take off all the costs? That's just not how it's done in a business. From what I've learned, there's three different ways to really pay your drivers, and I call our drivers partners because I give them a percentage. The only thing we supply is the truck and fuel and cover all the costs, and it gets very costly, insurance and maintenance, blowouts, tires. I mean, it gets pretty costly. But you get your money in trucking with numbers. You got to get, the more trucks you got, the more money you make, and you can spread those costs over having so many trucks. But let's say in this deal right here, we would have, and I learned this from Alex Burton now, so don't, and this is something I learned within a couple of hours. That's how easy he broke it down. So let's say that $1,200 is the rate that the broker is paying us, and we'll minus, say on a trip like that, 150 in fuel, and we give the driver 30% of that, so we times that by 0.30. The driver will make $315, and so the truck would make about $685. That's a very good load to run, especially in such a short distance. And the weight on this load was 30,000 pounds. That's kind of iffy, but it had paid so much per mile, it still worked out to our advantage.
30 is a good rate, weight.
30 is a good weight. And so this was on our flatbed. So we run in a flatbed and we run in several dry vans, and if people are in the trucking business, they know that dry vans right now are extremely hard to get your hands on. People are running dry vans that are 15, 16, 17 years old, including us, because we could hardly find any. Dry vans that were selling last year for $6,000 are now selling for $18,000, $22,000. And that's simply because manufacturers are 2 or 3 years behind building equipment due to COVID. So now whatever equipment that you owned 2 or 3 years ago is now worth a shitload more money than it was just last year. And it's going up every week. If you look at trucking prices from last week to this week, that truck is going up in value. So it's a good time for us. The downside of it is that if you're buying a truck right now, no equipment, it's a strong possibility that in the next 18 months, you might be a little upside down in it. I think it's gonna be closer to 2 or 3 years, but again, I'm not, a veteran is. I just kind of look at things and read a lot, but that's just my take on it. And so, this is that load here that the guy was trying to get us to take for how much?
No, that's a different load, but I just wanted him to see that we got a load. This is the mileage,
236 miles.
that's the rate. and
Okay.
That's what it's paying per mile.
So we'll show you this. This load here that we just booked is 236 miles. Our rate on it is $1,000. So we're making $4.24 a mile. That's a very good load.
Right.
And we could book these all day. Is this a flatbed or drive-in?
That's a drive-in.
Okay, so we could do this all day. And I want to say something about this business that I like, and the reason why I felt like that our family should go into it, because if I look at something that just makes sense, then I say, why not? I've never really done anything outside of real estate. We've had our family, we own bars, restaurants, laundromats, and things like that, but that's not what we specialize in. But we do own all the real estate that's associated with the bar, restaurants, and laundromats. So everything we do is in our wheelhouse is surrounded by real estate, except for trucking. But what I liked about trucking was that you can make money and see money every day in this business. And when I go onto this board, when I look at this board, you just see numbers and miles and dates. I see millions of dollars, because Michelle and I can come in here and just start booking. If we like this load, we book it. $3,000. That'll be in our account within 24 hours. $14,800 be in our account within 24 hours. Now, it's not all profit. Don't get me wrong. I think last month we booked 100,000, and we could probably double that now that we're getting ramped up and actually getting organized and getting things going. But go ahead, Jay.
And the advantage we have here, that $3,010, we can talk to the broker, give him this load number, give him the mileage. So right now, that's less than $2 a mile.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to move this load. We can come in, say, we'll carry this load for you for $5,000. Because this particular load has been out here a minute. They're trying to move it now. We could take that load for $5,000 each.
See, that's where her skill and knowledge comes in at, because she'll look and see how long it's been out there. We know they're starting to get desperate. This load gotta be moved. So she'll give them a call, start negotiating. We'll take this load that's at $3,010 and hopefully get it somewhere between $4,500 and $5,000. That's the art of negotiation, but that's also experience and knowledge and wisdom of being in this business, for so long. And that's super important. And so that's what we're gonna give you. We coming to the table and just sharing, our good, the bad, and the ugly. We're not gonna sugarcoat it. Every day ain't gonna be peachy.
No.
Every day is not gonna be the best day. We're gonna have truckers, we have to deal with things there because everybody is human. Shit comes up. They may not be able to take a load, so we got to hurry up and fill it in, pay somebody a little bit more money to go ahead and grab it so we don't fuck our name up and, stuff like that. So it's important that, you get into the business and start to understand it, but it's important to learn from people who just know. Go on YouTube, watch as many videos as you can. I watch them every day, every night myself, even though we're in the business, because I like to pick up something every day. I don't care how small it is, because it teaches me something. It's been very important and useful in my life, to continue to want to learn, strive to gain more knowledge on a daily basis. Plus, I just love it. Another thing I love about this business is the negotiating, the moving and shaking of it. It reminds me a lot of real estate. But I like that you can make money in it every day, and you can also protect your assets. Like, I'll show you this real quick. On here we have a system we use. It's called Samsara, and it controls our electronic logs for the trucks. And we'll have a more thorough breakdown of a lot of this for you in future videos. But this is a truck right now that's actually moving, and you can see exactly where it's at. It's a GPS on our truck, but it tells you exactly where this truck is. Let's see how fast he's going. He's going 35 miles an hour right now. So I don't know why. Maybe it's a one lane highway. But it tells you all the issues with the engine, how many hours on it, how much fuel, how much depth, and we'll break a lot of that stuff down for you at a later date. But look at this though. Even while you sleep, if you're an investor or owner of a truck, you can wake up and see your truck moving, and you know what them wheels is called? Making money. So you can look at them wheels turning and know every mile he's going, you making money. So I would encourage people, if you want to get into a business that I personally don't think has any slowdown in the near future, probably in the next 10 years or whatever, or if you're a convicted felon and you're looking for a good job or looking for a business you can own without people holding your past over your head, and get you being able to wake up, and you know how attorneys call it billable hours, I call it billable miles, because I like to see how many miles we can book for the week, and how much better we can do it. If we got drivers that work 4 days on and 3 off, then we need to put drivers in those trucks for the other 3 days. We did another video earlier, and you'll see that one where we just picked up some more trucks, and I'll show you how we did it. We didn't just say we went out and paid cash for them and this. Now I'm showing you how we used the assets that we had to purchase more vehicles. So one thing you're not gonna get from me is a lot of fugazi shit. Like I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm gonna show you, you know, our bad times, our good times, you know, and everything in between, because that's real life. Businesses take hits, you know, and you got to be prepared for that. It's not how you fall down, it's how you get the fuck back up. So that's important. You know, life, people gonna try to keep you down. You just keep your tunnel vision and full speed ahead. Always stay ahead. Don't worry about what people say, what they do. I don't give a fuck who you are. Somebody gonna find something bad to say about you or not like you for whatever fucking reason it is. Man, you just keep going. Whatever your day is, if you in prison and you watching this or whatever, you just sitting there and you study and learn, become a better person. And the way that you do that is, you know, learning something, educating yourself while you're in there, so you're not wasting that time, and it's not like you did time all for nothing. And the reason why I talk about that is because I did 13 years in federal prison myself. So I like to encourage those guys to know that it's a better day coming, without a doubt. It's definitely a better day coming. You can't see it today, and when you're in there, sometimes you just can't see that far ahead, but man, it goes by so fast. Don't waste that time. Do something with it. But moving on, you know, we're gonna kind of give you our day-to-day in this business, and I like it. It is getting profitable, and so you know, we're gonna give you everything that we got, and hopefully you won't make the same mistakes, and you shouldn't, because we're gonna keep it raw and real with you. Michelle, anything you want to add?
No, thank you. Busy trying to.
Michelle said, leave her the fuck alone. We got business to take care of. Goodbye.